Hi, I'm Zane, and this is a presentation about the effects of cocaine on honeybees. As everyone probably knows, cocaine is a stimulant drug, but it actually naturally occurs as a pesticide that is produced by the cocoa plant. And the reason that the effects of cocaine on honeybees is studied is because invertebrates like the honeybee are often studied as model organisms, so scientists can understand how neurotoxins such as cocaine affect organisms, and that research is then applied to things like humans. So before we talk about cocaine, it's important to understand the effects of the neurotransmitter octopamine, which is a neurotransmitter that regulates movement in invertebrates, and specifically in honeybees, it controls their dance behavior. So an increase in octopamine in a honeybee brain leads to an increase in the likelihood and vigor of their dance behavior. And the reason this is important is because a bee will not usually report a low value source of nectar or pollen, but with an increase in octopamine, they're more likely to report these kinds of resources. So if you actually look at this graph, you'll see that in this treatment, which is the treatment with octopamine, there is a much larger percentage of the sample that danced as opposed to these other two treatments, which are bees that have not been treated and bees that were treated only with DMF, which is actually the chemical that they put the octopamine in to apply it to the bees. So these are both just control treatments. So cocaine, when it is present in honeybees, the way that it works is that it prevents octopamine uptake, and uptake actually means the removal of a neurotransmitter from the brain. So a decrease in uptake means that there's increased presence of that neurotransmitter, in this case, octopamine. So just like with an increase in octopamine that we looked at before, bees that have been treated with cocaine have an increased likelihood of dancing and vigor in their dance. And as we talked about before, this means that they are overestimating the value of resources that they are performing. So if you look at this graph, you'll see that in these three treatments, these bees were treated with cocaine, and in this one, they were treated with octopamine. And in all of these, there was an increase in the likelihood of dancing, as well as in the rate or vigor of the dances. So some other effects that cocaine has on bees is that they can actually build up a tolerance. So there's a decreased effect with the same dosage over time, and for bees that have been exposed to cocaine over a long period of time, an increased dosage is required to produce the same result. And it's actually unknown what is the cause of this. There's a couple theories, including that following repeated treatments, bees develop an increased metabolism of cocaine, so it works through their system faster. But it could also be due to some other kind of neurotransmitter regulating the effects. And bees also experience withdrawal from cocaine. So bees that have been treated with cocaine over a long period of time, when it is removed, they perform worse on cognitive tasks. So if you look at this graph, so these are three treatments. The bees have been treated with nothing, with octopamine, or with cocaine, and this is their performance during the treatment, and then this is their performance down here after the treatment has been ceased. So the control bees, obviously there was not an effect. Bees that had been treated with octopamine, once that was removed, actually performed better, but bees that had been treated with cocaine, once they were taken off the cocaine, they actually performed worse, indicating some kind of withdrawal. So that's my presentation. Thanks for listening. These are some great sources from what I wrote my paper on if you want to learn more.